There might be a better way to do this, but screw it, we ball. All right. Yesterday we talked about why you should go to a classic gaming convention. Today I want to talk about something that's probably going to plague a lot of people if they're going for their first time and they're not really considering themselves retro game collectors, which is the burden of ownership. And really, it should be the beauty of ownership. Let me explain. See, a lot of people will look at this and they will immediately jump to the value proposition of these shelves. And they will say, you have all these games and they look really nice. And you can't tell me they don't look nice. You can't tell me seeing all the spines organized. You can't tell me seeing like all three Dead Space games lined up next to each other. You can't tell me that doesn't look nice. I know you know it looks nice. But you'll look at this and you'll say, this is all really nice, but doesn't it feel like a waste of money? Because you're buying these things and you know you're not going to get to play them. And you know that they're just going to sit here for a while. And you know that they're usually cheaper online digitally, or even more so, the freeway. And those are all valid points. They are. So today's video is going to be really debunking that because I want to talk about the beauty that is ownership. And this is inspired by a conversation I had with my friend at Classic Game Fest, Danny. And you can see him in my other channel's video we uploaded a few weeks ago. It is a big, giant video that we made about going to Classic Game Fest, so you can watch that and get a sense as to like what it is. I really should have plugged that in the first video, but again, screw it. We've all 30 days, all gas, no brakes. But I was inspired because he had a really big turn. He had what I would say is the retro game collector turn, where you realize that you're allowed to get excited about owning things again, and you're allowed to get excited about visiting old things or revisiting old things. And it's really cool and exciting to build up a collection that's yours, that speaks to your personality and what you own. And for a bit, he was nervous because he said, I just don't know if I'm going to have time to play this Nintendo 64 that I just bought. And I said, well, Danny, the beauty part is it doesn't matter because you own it. See, I have owned this copy of Final Fantasy Type 0 HD Day 1 Edition for about 10 years now. 10 years I've owned this. I've actually tried to sell this to GameStop multiple times and they have rejected it every single time because of how much they press these. And the reason I bring that up is because eventually, yes, I will play it. I hear it's pretty good. But that's going to happen when I damn well choose. Same thing with the rest of these. There will be a day where I will get an itch to play Far Cry 4. And I will be able to come over here and pull it off my shelf. And I'll be able to look at it and look at Troy Baker playing a ambiguously ethnic man. And I will be able to pop it into my Xbox One and it will install it and I will play it. And it doesn't matter if Xbox's servers work at that point. It doesn't matter how long it took me to get to that point. What matters is that I can do that whenever I please. And this is what people forget when you own something, right? We are so used to subscription models. We're so used to licenses that can be revoked at any time. And there's a certain sense of FOMO that's built into that. If you are familiar at all with how Netflix does things, or Game Pass is also a good comparison point, things will leave those services, usually with just a small announcement. Sometimes no announcement at all. HBO Go is also really known for that, especially with, or HBO Now, I don't remember what they call it. The HBO one is known for removing things like old cartoons with no real fanfare. And now you can't watch these unless you own them, right? And it creates this sense of like everything in that subscription service is a hot potato that you have to find some time to navigate to because you don't know when it's going to be gone. And in a lot of ways, your Steam library is going to feel that way too because, well, you paid money for those games and they're just sitting there not being played. And you can apply the same logic to a Steam library, but physically knowing that they're here and that I can look at them, and sometimes my favorite thing to do is to just stand back and admire the shelf. That is a much better value proposition in my mind. And these are not going to leave a subscription service because, again, I owned them. They don't go anywhere. Grand Theft Auto 5 is a really good example of a game that has come and gone from Game Pass quite a few times. because it's expensive. It is very expensive to keep on the service. So they bring it in and out, probably to boost quarterly earnings or whatever. I don't have to worry about that. It's right here. It was $5. I made a short about how disgusting the case was. I replaced it, and this is where this lovely Fantasia disc came from. I can still play this game too, by the way. My children haven't destroyed the disc too much. But the fact that I am not beholden to anybody else's schedule but my own liberates me so much and allows me to enjoy what's here so much more. Because again, I'm not burning subscription money holding on to these. I do not subscribe to a service to put these on my shelf. I'm not paying for like Shelf Plus, although I probably shouldn't give IKEA any ideas. So they can just sit there and they can just wait. And they're not going to go anywhere. Whereas with Game Pass or Steam, it feels like those games are just sitting there burning money because they don't do anything else, right? Or in Game Pass's case, there's all these games that you could be playing, but you're not using that time to play them. So you feel very retentive about it. You feel very, what's the word I'm looking for? Compulsive with how you engage. And that's how video game addiction starts. It's not healthy and it's not fun. I've made a video about it. It's an okay video. I won't say it's my best. I think it was fine. So yeah, I'll get to it when I please. It is healthier for me that way. And there are some days where maybe I'm like, you know what, today's the day I explore Tenchu Z finally. Or maybe today's the day where I just sit down and I enjoy some Forza Motorsport 4. And I can do that. And it's not going anywhere. And it might take me months. It might take me years to get to those points. Okay, it's not going anywhere. People are going to be like, Discrot's a thing, I bet. Maybe if you live in the sewer, just to counterpoint that too, by the way. Something that's really common in the collecting world is copies of the Halo 2 limited collector's edition uh, getting really gross and rusty and tarnished. And I would like to show that my copy that was purchased on November 9th, 2004 by my grandfather does not have a dot of varnish on it. It is as fresh as the day he brought it home. So if you take care of your things, they will last forever. And that's the thing. These are yours forever. They're not going anywhere. Nobody can take them from you. They're not going to expire. They're not some executable just waiting for you to launch it. It's something that you can physically put here and admire and enjoy and say, yep, I have built this collection. It is part of my things that I own. And I'll get to it when I please. And it's kind of a pain to move. So I'm not looking forward to that. This is day 2 of 30 of me doing the 30-day daily post challenge. If you are enjoying my Yap sessions, please subscribe. Please watch the previous day. Only one day so far. It would help me out a lot, helps the channel a lot because I don't really have a lot of time to do high produced content like I've been doing. So this is what I'm doing. It's an experiment. It's fun, etc. Thanks for watching.